out of 302, and we're going to skip right over 303 because, I got a question for you, Brad.
Next week, we'll do a detailed 303.
Here's my question for you. It's pretty simple because we heard the announcement that Vicente Luque has a dance partner for UFC 303 or 304, sorry.
An executioner?
No.
Not a dance partner. He has an executioner booked. He has a hangman booked.
Okay, listen. He has a dance partner like when a father takes his daughter to father-daughter dance and just puts her on the tops of his shoes and just kind of carries around the thing, because that's what's going to happen. Vicente Luque is going to do exactly that to one Nick. No, not Nate. No, not Nate. No, not Nate. Not Nate. Nick Diaz, the guy that quit on the floor against Robbie Lawler, a guy who decided that, you know what, I'm going to come into this thing looking like a cross between the Michelin Man and the Pillsbury Doughboy in his last fight, and lasted all of about, he got into the ring and said, wait, I got paid, check cleared. All right, I don't got to do nothing at this point. That Nick Diaz. Problem is he's in there against a dude who doesn't give a shit about Stockton and 213 and all of that other shit that goes along with it. Vicente Luque is going to be looking to take his head off because Vicente Luque wants to have his job afterwards. Do you think that if Vicente Luque loses to Nick Diaz, he's going to have a job in the UFC the next day?
Fuck you. That's all. Okay, dude. Okay.
That's all you got? That's fucking retort?
How about, let me lay this one out.
Bring it out. Come on.
Fuck you. It's Nick Diaz. And that is the greatest of all time. Okay, no joking aside. Nick Diaz is the greatest of all time.
It's not true. I think that there's another Diaz that would probably stand a better chance, and his name is Joey Diaz. No. Okay?
Off, man. Okay. No, Nick, so the rumor mill right now is that
you're so hot. You're so fucking hot about it.
I'm a little pissed. The rumor mill right now, Nick Diaz looks like he's in fantastic shape.
Okay, good.
I've heard that, and last time you didn't hear those rumors going into the Robbie Lawler fight. Everyone knew what the Robbie Lawler fight was. He needed a payday. He was sobering up. The party life seemed to have gotten a hold of him from what he had said. He needed a couple bucks so that he could go retreat and slow down and try and figure his life out. I think this is what we've seen. I think this man is coming back with one last agenda. I think there's a 3-fight deal here. I don't know. Didn't look into it. Could have been reported. I don't give a shit. I think this is a 3-fight deal. I think this man's going out on his horse. I think we're going to see some it's going down, fucking Stockton, motherfucker. Yeah, don't talk shit. If this was Nate, I'd give you a pass because it's a little brother thing. I get it. But we've talked about this before. There is nobody better than Nick Diaz. Now, mind you, you haven't agreed with me, but we've talked about this before.
Well, I mean,
you know how I feel. He's the only guy that if Connor got into a war with, I would be loyal to the Diaz boys. Although I would be turning my back on my Irish brethren. I have been a Nick Diaz fan since the day I watched him fight.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Does 1 year make a difference in fight age?
At that age, yeah, I can. And if you want me to like not bias and just give you my real opinion outside of my own personal opinions on the guy, I don't think this is a good fight for him. Mm-hmm. I want to see him come back because I want to see him get paid. I just wish they would have gave him somebody that is not going to kick his head off, because there's a good chance that Nick is going to get knocked out.
Because you know that.
And that's why this pisses me off. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at people talking shit. But come on, man. It's Nick. He did a lot for all of our entertainment.
1,000%. I do not deny that in any way, shape, or form. But you have to look at it this way. Nick Diaz is 40 years old.
I'm fucking 40.
We've already established the fact that Stipe Miocic looks like a fucking withering old man. He's 41. dude.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The age of the fighter catches up to you very, very quickly. That's why that window of opportunity, you see a lot of these younger guys getting into it at a much younger age because they know the window's not there. You got to make your money, get out, right?
I just wish I could get in a time machine or throw Nick in a time machine and get him back to the days when he fought Josh Neer, when he
Oh,
first fought in no, because I want to see that Nick again. We didn't get to see Nick do what he could have done because he was held up in Elite Exceed and Strike Force and everything else for so long, right? But I
well,
don't know, man. I really I'm happy but very sad to see this happening. I feel like I'm back in a situation like Mike Tyson. Like, of course, everyone wants to see Mike Tyson fight. We all grew up watching Mike Tyson fight. It's amazing. Even if you didn't grow up, you can go watch highlight reels and highlight videos. And by the end of those videos, you'll be like, holy shit, I want to see this guy fight. Unfortunately, you're right. Age does catch up. Nick Diaz is probably 60 in terms of like athletic years because he started early. He came from back in the day when guys were doing this more or less like street fighting. If you go look at Nick's early fights, they look like street fights. Like his early knockout when he got knocked out at a young age, they weren't wearing gloves. They weren't wearing anything. They were literally just out there in fucking weens. Which anybody that's not a Canadian wrestling fan, they're out there in swim trunks.
trunks.
Yeah.
They're basically out there in trunks. I just wonder, I want to take a quick peek here because I just wonder if the line is up yet.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to talk the praises of the Diaz boys.
Please
The
do.
Diaz boys are
Sell me.
well, here's the thing about the Diaz boys. They fucking fight, man. You're never gonna see these guys see like a guy like Nick when he fought Robbie, and you're right, he knew he was done. He couldn't take anymore. He didn't run away. He didn't try and hold face value. He said he put a knee down and said, okay, you got me. Done. These guys are people think that they're arrogant douchebags because they're going out and fighting. It's an insecurity. I've said this before on the show. I've said this in a million and one places that I could possibly talk about it. This developed from insecurities. These kids are good people. Anybody who seems to be around them loves their company. I know guys that have trained with Nate and over the years, and they're like, he's the nicest guy ever. You walk into a room, and if you don't have a beer in your hand and everyone does, there's now a beer in your hand before you even knew it. Like, he just wants everyone to be a part of it because I think he got left out as a kid. And he knows what it's like to be shit on by a bunch of other people and not be accepted in the crowd. And I think that now that he's in a position where he can make somebody not feel like that, he takes pride in doing that. So that's my feelings on the Diaz boys. I like those guys. I think there's a reason why everyone gravitates towards them. I'm going to stop sucking their dick right now and let you get it out.
The line right now is Vicente Luque minus 535
Fuck. Oh my God.
to Nick Diaz is plus 400.
I can't wait to bet on this fight. I'm going to wait until we get closer to the fight, but this is one I'm actually going to bet on.
You also got to remember that brother Nate has a fight coming up as well, too, with Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, boxing fight.
Wild times, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't get what's going on.